Hello and welcome to SouthTech tutorials. Today I'm back with another video taking you guys through Insert. We shall cover the Insert tab in MS Word. So to insert means to introduce or to add. For example, you can insert a table in your blank document. You can insert a picture. You can even insert a page, an extra page in case you need many pages. You can use the Insert to help you with that. So let us create a folder on the desktop and we start. Let me minimize this page and we create a folder. I'll name it Insert. That's the name of our folder for today. And let us open our MS Word. So let's click on the blank document. And we are going to look at the Insert because we are finished dealing with the Home tab. So we're now shifting to Insert. We really need to know how to insert table, how to insert a page, even a cover page, how to make a page break, and how to insert shapes as well. So let me start by adding another page, because here we only have one page, which is where we are in right now. So you can see it's only one page, but if I want to create another page, there are really many ways of doing this, and I will show them to you all. By the first one is just by clicking on a blank page. See, when you click on a blank page, it creates for you another one. Now we're in the second page. If you want to create another third page, you just go back and you click on it, and now we are on the third page. As you can see, you can easily know that you are on a third page when you scroll down this way, and it will show you page 3. This is page 2, and then this is page 1. So that's one way of creating pages in MS Word. The second way to create a page is as follows. Let me undo this. Right now we have just remained with our first and the only page. The other way is just by clicking on enter. As you can see, now we are on the second page. We have created a second page. I'm just clicking on the enter button on my keyboard. If I want to create a third page, I have to just click on enter till the last part of the second page, and I will be able to create the third page. Fourth page, I can do the same. So you can see this method is also very easy to create. You can create as many pages as you can. That is the second method of creating a page. So I'll undo these changes by clicking on Ctrl Z, so that I'll be in position to show you the third way of creating pages in MS Word. So now we have remained with our only page. The third page is by clicking on what we call a page break. Page break. This one tells you that we are breaking to another page. That's what it means. As you can even read, end the current page here and move to the next page. So you can see we have created the second page. If you click on it again, you will create the third page, fourth page. As I told you, you can easily know that you are creating those pages when you scroll down using this bar. So I hope you have known how to create pages and in all the three methods. So you can just decide to choose which method is much easier for you, but they are, according to me, they are all easy. So it's really a good practice for you to know all the three ways. So now let me undo the changes, and we'll only remain with our only page for today. However, we shall also create a second and third page. So now I want to show you how to insert a cover page. Let me say you have been dealing with some text. For example, maybe you have been typing your coursework, and normally when you're dealing with coursework, they need a cover page. A cover page is that very first page that appears when you have compiled all your work. So in order for us to, we have some default cover pages here in our MS Word. So let me show you one. When you click on a cover page, it will show you all the different templates of cover page. So here now it depends according to you. So here you will have to choose accordingly. I'll go with the facet. So this is our first cover page. So this is the page that will always be appearing as the first when you have finished compiling your text, your work that you have already typed and you have printed it out. So this is the first page that will be appearing. So this one is a template. As I told you, a template is that document that is already existing, and your work is to just come now and substitute. You just need to put your document title here. Like mine is just, my document title is SouthTech tutorials. Then my subtitle is insert. That's my subtitle. Then you can now talk more about, so you can really do some good editing on the cover page here, and you can do some great work with it. So the first page is always the cover page when you are dealing with some coursework or you are processing some documentation. So that very first one is what we term as the cover page. So I hope you have known how to insert the cover page. Then later now, this way you can just start typing. This way you can start typing your documentation. For example, let me just put some random text. Your documentation can come in here. If you are done with the second page and it is not enough, as I told you earlier, one of the easiest ways of creating another page is just by clicking on enter. Then you go to the next page. Then you continue typing. When it is still exceeding, you just click on enter and you go to the next page. This method of clicking on enter, in order for you to create another page, make sure your cursor is always at the end of your last word of your text. So if you just put your cursor this way, for example, let me say here, and then you click on enter, it will create that page. However, your last paragraph, which is reading, is easier. All your last paragraph will go alongside with it. So you can see, you can now see your last paragraph will be displayed. So that's why I was telling you, you have to put the cursor at the end of the last word on your document. I'm doing Ctrl Z to undo. So this is a very easy shortcut, and you can also try it out when you are practicing. So this is a very easy way how you can really deal with. You can just navigate through all the add cover page, blank page, and then also do a page break. So I hope you have now known that introducing a blank page and dealing with a page break do the same job. Even clicking on enter, making sure that your cursor is at the end of the last word on your text document, they really do the same work. So let us look at how to insert a table. First of all, let me insert a table on our third page. Right now we are on the first. We need to go to the third page. If we don't have it, we can create, but we already have it. So this is where I'm going to insert a table. First of all, a table is a combination of rows and columns. So a table is a combination of rows and columns. So now we really need to first understand rows and columns. By the time we understand these two and how they are also applied, then there we have understood the meaning of a table. So a row is the one that appears on the horizontal line, while a column is the one that appears on a vertical line. I can give you an example of a cross. When you see the cross, for example the cross of Jesus, the left hand and the right always stretch horizontally, and then from the head to the legs, that part of the body do stretch vertically. So the rows are the hands, depending according to where they are stretching, and then the columns are the head and the legs, because they are stretching vertically. So I hope that one is a simple example that you can easily use to understand what a table is when it comes to MS Word. And this definition doesn't only stop in Microsoft MS Word. This one continues even in other fields where you will define a table. So let us insert a table. There are two ways of making a table appear on our blank document. The first way is by inserting it, while the other method is by drawing it. So let us insert, and then I will show you how to draw it as well. We have to click on table, and then you click on insert. So when you click on insert a table, you will be presented with this dialog box. This is where you will put your number of columns and then the number of rows. The rows are the horizontal ones, while the columns are ones that appear vertically. So let me say we want to make a table of, let me say a table of 4 columns, and then rows, let us just leave it to a table of 4 columns, and then with the rows of 2. How do we do that? We can just click on OK, because when you're dealing with inserting a table, make sure that you know and you understand these two terms, the columns and rows. Rows are the horizontal ones, while the columns are the vertical ones. You can now click on OK. As you can see, there now we have inserted a table of 4 columns and 2 rows. These are 4 columns, 1, then 2, then 3, 4. The rows are just 2. There is this one, 1, 2. There are only 2 rows. A scenario where you are supposed to be using a table is when you are supposed to fill in some data. Maybe you are given some data about the students. You have to give the student name, then you go to the next column, give the class, then his school, then nationality. So here now, this is a scenario where you can at least apply a column. However, here we shall only accommodate only one student because we are running out of rows. Maybe the student name is Jacob. Then the class, let me give two names, Jacob Kasozi. Then the class is Senior 1. Then the school is Beza High School. Then the nationality is Uganda. So here now we have formed a table of 4 columns and then 2 rows. So you can see this way this is a scenario. I've just given you an example where you can use a table when you are dealing with some data entry work, for example for students. Here we are just able to accommodate only one student information because we don't have many rows. If we want to fill many rows with the data for students, then we shall have to add other rows. But it is always a practice for you to start from the beginning. If you know that you're going to deal with the large data, then you just insert as many rows. You just go back to insert, go to table, so insert the table. Let me say we are the number of, this time let us just make it 5, and then the number of rows, let us increase it maybe to 20. Then you click on OK. So you can now see this one can really be perfect for the information of some good number of students, because all these rows will accommodate the information for different students. So this is how you can do the insertion. So I just want to show you how to insert. Like for example, you want to add another row, you just click on that cell. So this is what we term as a cell. When you click on one small box like this, that is what we term as a cell. So you click on it and then you click on insert. So we say that we want to add another row, but this time we are adding a row below. Insert rows below. So you can now see we have added a new row. If you want to add another one, you just click on that last row, then you do the same. You click on insert, then you say insert rows below. It comes below. If you want to insert another column, say that right now there are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So maybe you want to add another one to make it 6 columns. Just click on that last column, then you say insert, then say here now this way is insert columns to the left. This one will insert a column to the left side. This one will insert it to the right. Let's do it to the right. You can now see we have added a new column to the right. If it was to the left, it was going to appear this way on the left hand side. So this is how you add columns. You can only use this scenario when you have already created your table, but you find that you have left out some columns whereby you need to still add. It is the same thing also with the rows. For example, when your rows are not enough, you can give an example on this scenario. This here now we only have one row for the student, because the first row we have made it to be for the title. Then if you want to add another row, you just click on that last row, then you say insert, then insert rows below. Then you can now see another row comes in. You want to add the fourth one, do the same, say insert rows below. Then you find that you are adding another row. It is the same thing with the columns. This time let us add a column to the left. We shall just click on our first column and say insert columns to the left. So you can now see we have added a new column to the left. If it was to the right, it would appear on the right hand side. So this is how you add some rows or columns that you had forgotten to add your original table. So guys, I hope you have learned how to insert a table, then add a row, and then add a column. So let me show you how to draw a table. I will just put my cursor. Let me do that on a new blank page. This one is drawing a table. Here when we want to draw a table, just go back to insert. So anything you need to do under insert here, make sure that you first be clicking on the insert tab. If you are looking for a picture, for a shape, make sure, and you have been on home tab, make sure you click on insert, because under insert that's where you can do those things of adding a picture, adding a shape. They are all under insert. So now we want to draw a table. You have to click on your table, and then instead of saying insert a table, we have to say draw a table. This is how you draw a table. So you can now see when you click on draw a table, you will be presented with a pencil-like cursor. Just click on it like this. So now here we have drawn our first row and first column. This is only one row and it is one column at the same time. So if you want to add more rows, just click on this, then you bring it down. Before they are virtual, but when you click on it, it forms now the line. So this is how you draw a table. If you want to add another third row, you do the same. Do the same thing till you reach there. That is now the third row. Remember, we are just dealing with rows. These are now 3 rows, but the column is only 1, because we say the column appears vertical. Let me add another 4th row. This is the 4th row. So we now have 4 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let me draw some columns inside our table. I'll just come here and I estimate from this way, then I go down. We have now drawn our first column. It is only now there are two columns. There is this one and then there is this big one, but we are going to divide this big one into sub columns. So we are going to draw another line to make the second, to make the third column. We draw another one. So this is how you draw. It is a little bit tiresome, and at most cases the lines don't normally balance. That's why I had to first leave it behind and I first show you what you will be using in your daily life, which is inserting a table. With the insertion, you just need to understand and know how to use and when to use those two terms, which is the row and the column. So here now we have drawn our table, and our table is having 4 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4. As we said, a row appears horizontally while a column appears vertically. So here now, let's count how many columns do we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7. So this is how you draw a table in MS Word. And then you can now put in your text. If you want cursor to be on the first column, you just use the direction keys on your keyboard for the left, right, bottom and top. So this is where you can just put your student name, then his or her class, school here, school, then nationality, let me talk about string, H, then the spot. Then this way you will just fill in different names here accordingly. So I've given you a scenario when you are supposed to use a table. For example, when you are dealing with some data entry, when you are presented with some student information and you need to organize it in a table. This is where you will need to create some rows and columns in order for you to do that work. So this is how you create a table. I have shown you two ways: insertion and drawing a table. This is how you draw a table, and then this is how you insert a table using rows and columns. So I would advise you guys to be inserting, because it is really faster and it looks more organized. Because if you want to deal with drawing a table, it is a good practice for you to know both of them, how they come about. But this one, it really takes time, and at most cases the boxes are not balanced. You see, this one, this cell is bigger than this one. So but at the end of the day, you have drawn. With drawing a table, you can also erase a certain row or a column that you might not need, or a certain line. So let me show you how to erase a line. They are all under table. with the erase, you just need to come to the design. And the design, it is under layout. You have to come to layout and you click on erase. So for example, we want to erase our last row. Just drag up to where you want to stop erasing, then you can now release. So you can now see we have erased our last row. If you want to erase our column for a spot, just go back to Insert, click on the table. Make sure you first click on the column that you want to erase. First click inside that column and then you go to layout, then you click on eraser. This eraser is like a rubber, it really erases. So you just select that column that you want to erase, then you release. So now we have erased our last column there, which was for spot. So that is all about table creation, guys, and let us at least look at how to insert a picture and a shape. So I click back. For the picture, I'll do that on a separate page. So we are now on our 5th page. This is the 5th one, and in order for us to insert a picture, you just go back to Insert, then click on Pictures. If the picture is in your PC, then you have to click on this device. If it is something that you're getting from internet, then you click on Online Picture. The picture is already in my PC, so I'll just click on this device. I'll choose that. This is the picture for a website that I created for electronics such as laptops. It deals with that. So this one is a picture. This is how you insert a picture. You just go to Insert, then Pictures, click this device. That is another picture. This is how you can create. I don't want to insert that pic, so that's why I have deleted it. I'll insert another one. For example, let me insert that one for the family day. Let me look for the Ranzori picture. So this one is just for display. So you can really perform some different formatting features here on a picture. For example, you can just click on, if you want to make the edges a little bit soft, you can now see the edges are not seen very well. You can do that, or that one. So these are the formatting features that you can perform on a picture. So you can do this and you introduce a frame to your picture. This is how you can make a frame on a picture. So now this picture is having a frame. You can even look at different format here. that picture I have already. You can now see this is also having us a very small frame. This is how you can play around with your picture by giving different formatting features. You can do that. You can even give a border to a picture. For example, and these are picture effects. These are the same with these ones that we have already looked at. So these are different types that you can really do depending on the formation you want your picture to be. So this is how you can insert a pic. So we have looked at cover page, blank page, and then page break. We have also looked at how to insert a table and draw a table. We have also looked at the definition of a table, how to insert a picture. So in the next class we shall be able to have a look at shapes, then the different types of shapes, then charts, the art type, and how to also make some screenshots for immediate use. So guys, I'll stop here for today, and subscribe to my channel if you're still new, and hit on the notification. Thank you.